Robbie, and welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's Review. Today I am here at Tochigi Prefecture Nikko Circuit, and there's a very special car that I want to show you guys today. It is something that I've never seen go sideways before, but it is this. Now I got lucky today because Cusco was testing out their new car with their rally driver Mizuhara Arisa, and they are willing to get full-fledged into the drifting scene. So I think they're gonna start to hit the tracks with this car, and this is pretty much their demo car, and I'm excited to see what kind of things they have because the car looks like it's handling good. So let's go ahead and see what this car's got. I have the opportunity to be able to talk to the Cusco rally driver slash drift driver Arisa Mizuhara, who actually came here to test out their brand new Cusco GR Yaris.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I know you. I've seen you before.
Oh yes.
Right? I've seen her before at the MSC event, and then she had a little bit of car trouble then. She wants to come in and get her license for FD Japan, but this time they came in and they have a brand new build from Cusco, and it's a GR Yaris or a Toyota Yaris. And this is a monster. I saw you out on the track, but it's crazy. How do you even drive this thing?
Yeah, it's fantastic because I used to drive my S13, which is only 300 horsepower, but this is 900 over 900 horsepower.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it has really big power, and everything has changed by Cusco. It's like roll cage, the engine, the turbos, and everything. So really good car, but so I have to get used to it to win the MSC challenge.
As you can see, she said this thing makes 900 horsepower. It has a 2JZ in it. It's a 2JZ swap, and also it's got the big turbo and everything. So you could probably only imagine what kind of things are done to this car. You can see the wastegate popping out from the top, but there are a lot of things on this car that is still maybe kind of a secret still because they're still getting the car ready. So I'm not going to get into the detail of the build, but just wanted to go ahead and go over and look at the things that you can see from the outside. Like she said, it's a beast.
Yeah.
It's a drift car. Usually it's a four-wheel drive, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage to drive this thing? Like you said, you drive S chassis that are 300, 400 horsepower. Now this is a 900 horsepower beast.
Yeah, it has a lot of power, but it helps me a lot because I don't have to use the clutch kicking, or I have to adjust the height then.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has lots of torque and power.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually my rally car is 5-door Yaris. It's like similar. Yeah, this is a 3-door Yaris. My rally car is 5-door Yaris. So I think the length and the width is quite similar.
Okay.
But I have to get used to that because the rear bumper is really short. So I have to know the differences from the chassis.
Yeah, so like you were mentioning, the overhang it's like barely there. So if you're close to the wall,
Yes.
the tire's like right there. So I know, yeah, you got to get used to that. She is a rally driver and she drives the Toyota Yaris. So she's used to the cockpit and everything inside and how the body and chassis feels. But like you said, the power is just there. So check this out. So it's so clean.
I'm small, so Cusco made quite the
So they adjusted the height because she's little, right? She's little, but it's got a full cage. The inside's all redone. It looks like it has a Motec dash, pedal box, Bridge seats.
Yeah, and this is also a small one.
Small one?
Yeah.
So all I can see is I can just see that there's a rear radiator back there. It's a little longer for the car, but it's got a 2J. Looks like it has an electric water pump. And this car is like really built nice. You also have the switch panel in the middle. And what tranny does this car run? Do you know?
This is Sadefu.
Oh, Sadefu.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's like a rally car.
Yes,
Rally people tranny. Yeah, so yeah, those are great trannies. And also, man, check out this steering wheel.
Yeah, this is my own brand.
Who makes it? Who?
Yes, me.
Oh, it's your brand. Okay, so you got a nice steering wheel here. Where can you get the steering wheel?
Correct?
Where can you buy the steering wheel?
On the website. Check my Instagram.
So yeah, everybody go and grab you a Crescent steering wheel. Very nice built. She did a couple of test runs and we're gonna go ahead and show you guys shortly. Obviously it's a brand new car, so I'm not gonna go and drive it. And there's a lot of things that are still secret because they don't want to reveal because the car is testing, but they were nice enough to let me go ahead and review the car. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck for your drifting career in the future as well.
I will do my best. So
Okay.
please support me. Thank you.
thank you for watching. This time I didn't get to drive the car, but it is a very exciting car, and I know it's their brand new baby, but it looks like everything worked out fine, and it looks like their first test went great. So I'm really excited to see this car on track. But thank you very much for watching, and hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you guys liked it. Until I see you guys next time, peace out. Hey man, this is Robbie and welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's Review. I am here at Ebisu Circuit. It's North Course. Looks like there's a little bit of fog, if you can see. But I am here to check this guy out.
What up?
Alright, so today I'm going to be interviewing this famous AE86 nut.
Running free 86.
And what is your name, sir?
Hiroshi Takahashi.
Hiroshi Takahashi, aka?
AKA people call me Kaicho.
Kaicho.
Kaicho means chairman.
I've driven your AE86 before.
Yeah.
Very wonderful car.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about, let's start from the outside of the car.
This is more, hey, I'm old school guy, so I do not like too much. You know what I mean? I don't like too much fender or too much camber or something like that. So I use good line front bumper. It's discontinued, but now it's still available from Expert OZ.
Oh, nice.
They use exact same mold, so you can get it.
How about the hood?
Yeah, they have good line one.
Good line hood.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got good line hood, good line bumper.
Then
and
discontinued, but it is still available from Expert OZ. ね、これも good line front fender. Made of FRP.
All right, so you run 15-inch tires, front and back? Wheels?
Yes. Front is 195, 15 inch.
And the rear, same?
No, it's in some reason 955 is same, but the sidewall.
Yep.
Sidewall is 55.
Okay. So you have a 195, 55, 15
Yes.
for the back.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I know you are one of the guys from the A86 team, and not just A86, but very famous for A86 and also a lot of drift cars running free.
Yeah, running free is the member is now old. Old guy, so I'm one of old guys. So
How old are you anyways?
I'm 49. 49.
Oh my god. Okay, so what about this? Is this picnic table?
exterior?
Picnic table or
Yeah, picnic table.
Okay.
Made by TRD.
TRD?
Yeah.
TRD.
Yeah. Oops.
And oh, okay, so it looks like you have. This is acrylic.
Okay. Let me explain the exterior.
Okay.
Then the EC Works mirror. This is old school. You used to use at the group A race.
So you like old school racing?
Yes. Then 3 of rear glasses is made by TRD. Acrylic. The back door and rear spoiler is made by TRD.
Okay, so what's not made by TRD? You sure?
What's not とまあフロントは違うね。Take a look at this. I think nobody is still using this type of muffler. Damn, it's like Mitsubishi Zero.
Who makes it though?
TRD.
All right, so I like the exterior. It's very old school, simple. What do you have?
Mola.
What's under the hood? Yep.
Yeah. Since I told you I like old school, so I keep the 16 valve 4AG motor. The 4AG is come with stock A86. So then I got bigger cam and 1mm oversized piston.
What size cams?
296.
296.
Yeah, then because 304 is too much, then 288 is a little bit narrow.
So he's talking about the cam sizes, but I guess the ones that they sold, they usually go from like a 256, 264, 272, 288, then a 304. So it kind of hops around in sizes, and there's a big gap in between. And he's actually using the size that's in between the biggest, or one of the biggest, because there's a 312 too, right?
Yeah,
Is that TRD too?
yeah, TRD. Then to tell the truth, the reason why I use these cams is the recommendation from my senpai. The senpai's name is Sakurai. TRD Sakurai, aka TRD Sakurai だね。そのままだね。He's legendary AE86 builder in TRD.
It's sad he's passed, but he's a
G-
actually
Sakurai,
legend.
yes.
Yeah, he's one of the man that was behind the whole TRD racing movement back in the days, and he recommended you this cam setup, and that's what you go with.
Then I put stronger crankshaft. Then it's Formula Atlantic crankshaft. So then I got dry sump system.
Okay.
Because this is my second car, so first car has old school TRD dry sump system. Then I put ちょっと little bit newer style, but still old though.
Hey, so where's your other car?
It's under construction. I wrecked into the Ebis West Coast wall. Then I haven't fixed yet. So
Okay. So what else you got on the motor? Like
carburetor for motorcycle. It's casing flat CR. Flat CR is aka FCR.
FCR.
Yes.
Okay. Headers?
Header TRD.
TRD header?
Yes. Slip-on, 4-in-1.
4-in-1.
Yeah.
And how about oil cap?
TRD.
All right. So what you got in the car?
This is second car, so I don't give a damn about seat, so it's stock seat. Then, もうね, I'm old, so this car is old too. So every part has a story. Take a look at this. This seat is burnt because the dry carbon panel is made by carbon. Carbon is 炭素でしょ。炭。So it's flammable. Because I didn't use the cover on rear battery, so then I put the piece of carbon sheet. It sparked. Then it's caught a high fire. Then I was driving. でなんかsmoky? What? Then I noticed the rear side is on fire. Then this is story. That's why I have fire extinguisher where I can reach from my driver seat. Then I also have AccuSump.
So you have dry sump and AccuSump.
Yeah, because I had oil pressure problem before. Then I broke maybe 3 or 4 molars, so I don't want to break it. So just in case.
So you have like a double check, triple check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insurance number 1, then insurance number 2. Then I got the equal length control arm.
So it's extended equal length control arm.
Then hey, this is dangerous. これ電気通すんでやばい。
Hey, so he was just telling us about carbon catching on fire and burning a seat, but he's actually using it for his fuel system.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yeah, 大丈夫。If this caught a fire, anyways もう全部さよならそう。Who cares? So, then this car has collector tank, then TRD pump, then TRD filter. Then this car has TRD defoil cooler pump,
Oh, wow.
then defoil cooler filter. Then driver seat is TRD prototype. TRD. And then this steering boss is from Toshiking Yoshioka-san.
あ、本当だ。
I like old school, so my first car has old school setup, but this is second car, so I can just try a little bit newer thing. So this car has race pack and digital meters. Then this car has dog box made by HKS. Actually, it is made for FC3S, but it has adapter. Then this is the one that Toshiking-san was using. Maybe he was entering D1 or Formula D. Then this car has brake balancer. I start my motor. Rattling sound っていうのこれ。Rattling sound is typical FCR sound because it has brake. I use socks on my carburetor. Everyone doesn't use air cleaner because it looks cool or something like that. But I always change the carburetor setting, so I always open the carburetor. Then when I don't use filter, more inside is very dirty. Then if I use this, inside is very clean. So I always use this. So I prefer less power than damage in the motor. So this is important for old guys.
Suspension do you run in? You drift it, right?
Yeah.
So do you have a lock kit?
My lock kit is made by HeyMan products.
And then what kind of suspension?
Yeah. More, it's old school. I'm using this setup for maybe over 20 years. So only one thing is little bit shorter knuckle. Then my style is so for my style, I don't need so much angle, but just in case ね。スピン層になった時にもう日本語スピン層になった時に保険になるんでインシュランス
Alright, now I'm in Kaicho's A86 Hiroshi Takahashi's. I've driven this car before. It revs really well, the engine feels good. I mean, this is like the joy of A86. Oh, that's right. So I forgot this thing has a dog box in it too, HKS. So it's gonna be exciting to drive. in time, but A86s are fun cars. This car handles really good, it revs well. Too bad the gearing wasn't right here at Ebisu North track. But man, this car, if you change the gearing around, man, that would have been a pretty nice run with this car. So the suspension's really balanced. It doesn't feel too tight. There's enough steering angle when you want it to be there. There's a lot of power there and the revs so high. It just feels so good. Like, if you've never driven one, you gotta go and drive one. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And I would like to thank
Hi.
Hiroshi Takahashi, aka Kaicho.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much for letting me drive your car. Beautiful A86. This car is...
No problem. I send you bill.
He's gonna send me the bill. Hey man, this is Robbie. Welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's review. Once again, I'm back here at beautiful Tochigi Prefecture Nikko Circuit. I'm at a track day event and I found this one guy that I wanted to actually feature his car and actually go and drive his car. So let's go and talk to this young man, let's say. So what's your name?
My name is Shoya Saito.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18? Oh my god. He's 18 years old. Are you the owner of this car?
お父さんから譲り受けた S15 になりま
So did your father used to drive it?
す。お父さんが、D1 ストリートリーガルに出るために作った車です。
なるほどね。What do you like about this car the most?
出来たてのこのロールバーが
Whoa. Yeah, so I guess they just built this cage. あ、ロールバーどこで作ったのこれ？
斎藤ロールケージさん
あ、Saito Roll Cage built this cage for him. で、なんでそのロールバーつけなきゃいけないの？なんか競技に出てんのまさか？
フォーミュラドリフトジャパンに出てます。
Okay, so how have you been doing in Formula Drift Japan?
去年1年間出てて、開幕の鈴鹿ツインで単走8位取って、あとの5000ぐらいは予選通過で追走は負けてしまいました。
はいはいはい。
追走が苦手です。
So you're 18 and you know you need to get the experience and I know that's why you're out here practicing too.
そうですね、練習もありますし、去年と比べてエンジンの仕様などロールバーが変わってるんで、それのシェイクダウンなど久々の腕慣らしで来てます。
So how long have you been drifting? You're only 18.
14歳ぐらい。
14歳？
中学1年生ぐらいですかね。から乗ってます。
Oh my god, I don't even know if I was even interested in cars when I was 14 years old, but he was actually drifting from when he was 14. すごいっすね。これはすごいな。だってそうだよね。I'm like your dad's age.
多分そう近いと思う。
なんだじゃあ、あ、そうだよ。だって俺の息子と2歳しか違わないもん。あとなんかないのこの車のお気に入りパーツ。
このエアコンの吹き出し口のメーターの一番右側があっちが入り口で、そっちエアコンの出口になってるんですよ。
お、エアコン？
エアコンになってます。
Wow, this car has an AC in it.
で、あっちから空気を吸ってそっから出てきます。涼しい風が。
So the air comes in from that way and cold air comes out of this hole. So he still has AC in this car. いいね、エアコン付き。
やっぱフォーミュラ D の順番待ちしてる時も涼しい。
わかるわかる。
あーっつって。
Yeah, because I remember sitting in these cars, race cars, they get really, really hot. They get extremely hot. So man, you're just sitting in there and your head's kind of bowling over. And sometimes it makes it harder to think and make the right decisions when you're driving it. So it's trying to stay cool with the cool suit and everything. Everybody has their own ways, but there's AC in it. So I've never really heard of that. So that's pretty cool. いや、いいね。あんまりエアコンあれっていうのはないよね。
ないですね。
Alright, so he's unsure of the specs of the car, but it's a 2.2 liter SR20. SR20 guys, not 2J, not 1J, not RB25 or 6. The SR20. Do you think you're gonna move up to more power or are you gonna keep it SR?
とりあえず今のこの仕様で自分がまだ乗り切れてないので、この仕様を目いっぱいに使い切るようになったら考えてくれるとはお父さんが言ってました。
はいはいはいはい。
とりあえずまだ 80% ぐらいしか使えてないんで。 100% 使えるように。
Your dad's here today. He comes to the track with you all the time?
はい、いつも俺だけが運転する時も連れてってくれます。
すごいな。So all the dads in the world take your kids out drifting. I should be doing that as well, but and all the kids in the world go and ask your dad, be like, yo, I want to go drifting. You got your FD Japan license through other series, right?
と MSC
MSC.
に3年ぐらい出てなんとか取れました。
So what are your goals with this car? Like, or this car and also your career of driving?
ゴールはまだ決まってないんですけど、憧れの中村直樹さんみたいにどこ行っても負けないような人になれたらゴールかなとは思ってます。
I think his goals will come true soon. He's in good hands. He's driving a good car. Or Mr. Kazama from Kazama Auto.
仕様的には、HKS の 2.2 リッターキットが入ってて、タービンは GCG、3071R でやってるんですけども、大体中間の下から中間までが随分、ビーキーに走れるようになってるので、フォーミュラ D だとちょっと上の方ではきついかもしれないんだけど、まあ、こういうミニサーキットとか、ちょっとした大会系にはかなり、重点によってタービンを選択したってことです。下がすごくモリモリで、まあ、上級者としてはちょっと物足りなくなっちゃうかもしれないんだけど、下の方はビンビンな感じの仕様になってます。ただこの前去年もフォーミュラ D 走ってかなりこれで成績出してるので、まあ、間違った選択じゃないのかな。あとはギア機とかその辺だと思います。
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about the suspension? What kind of suspension and what kind of lock kit he has?
サスペンションは、直木ナックルをつけて DG5 の、スペシャル車庫長、一応DG5 でその仕様に合った形で、翔ちゃんの仕様に合った形で DG5 で全部モディファイしてもらってます。でナックルに関してはね、本人の希望で中村直樹の大ファンだっていうことで中村直樹のナックルを使ってます。前は出来合いのロールバーをつけてたんだけど、今年からレギュレーションが太いパイプになったのでロールバーを全部付け直しました。あとはミッションも HKS の、5速道具が入ってて、そんなにフォーミュラ D の上の方の選手の車両っていう形じゃなく、まあフォーミュラ D 中級車ぐらいのレベルの車で戦っていると思います。
The car is very simple and it's not made to the point where it's the most powerfulest car out there, but it's more for the drivability, and the driver probably enjoys driving it more than just mashing on the gas. Very balanced and well-built car. Shoya Saito's dad, he's also a Formula Drift and D1 driver. He drives this car. How does it feel for you to be able to go to the track and drive with your son?
最高に楽しいですね。親子で走れるっていうのはすごくやっぱ信頼関係もあるんで、すごく楽しくて、大会に向けての技術もやっぱり普段の日常とは違うやっぱこう環境なんで。会話もすごく生まれるし、いいですね。
家にいる時も車の話ですか？
そうですね、免許取ったばっかなんで、車買って、それをまたみんなでいじって、それが楽しいみたいで。
This is a great dad because he has a hobby as a car and lets him enjoy the same hobby that he does. So I think all the dads in the world need to kind of appreciate that, and we need to start working a little harder for our kids too. Alright, so I think the world is going to be looking forward to this father and son duo. Either they're going to be battling it or they're going to be driving together at a track. Really looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your time. So I know when you're drifting, you go out and you do a lot of burning up tires. You go through a lot of tires. And it says Good Ride, but does Good Ride support you for the Formula Drift Japan series?
FD でグッドライスさんはサポートしてくれてます。
And what kind of tires are they? How do they feel?
ドリフトするときに横にも前に進めたいときの前にも進んでくれて、すごく使いやすいタイヤだと思う。
まあじゃあドリフトに向いてると。
そうですね、自分はドリフトにすごい向いてると思います。
The exterior is kind of beefed up in the back. It looks like he's gonna go ahead and repair it.
そうですね、シーズン始まる前までにはちょっと綺麗にリフレッシュしたいと思ってます。あとこういうエアロの割れとかはビッグワン相模原さんで直してもらったり、ちょっとカッティングのステッカーがちょっと破れたりした時はG マイスターさんで直してもらってます。
あ、じゃあもうやっぱみんな積極的にサポートしてくれてる人たちがいっぱいいるから競技に出れるんだよね。
そうですね。
まあそういう人がいなかったらできないもんね。Yeah, so you guys know every help you get from every people that you know helps a lot, especially when you're at a bigger competition. And he has his supporters and friends and family that helps him out try to achieve his goals and do well in the competition. So I was kind of excited to be able to drive this car. Let me hop in the car real quick to see if I fit. Wow, it's a nice view. S15, SR20. Got Brit seat. It says final connection steering wheel. All right, let me go and drive.
OK
でもダメなんだよね。
ちょっと
Usually I go out and tear the cars around the track and go shred tires on the track to tell you how the car feels. But he kind of ran into some issues today, so I am going to actually not drive the car, but I'll go ahead and tell you how it feels to be sitting in this driver's seat. Feels really good. It's really cool. Very clean inside. Super race car. So he said he has a 5-speed HKS dog box in this thing. Race pack, in-dash. Also his their little AC system that they have here. Deep cone steering wheel with a Brit seat. And it's just clean because they just did and redid the roll cage, so the roll cage looks really, really nice. It's really nice. All right, well that's it from me here at Nikko Circuit, and I would like to thank Saito Shoya Saito, for showing off his S15 and also giving us some good footage of his car when it's driving. Man, I really wanted to drive this car and tell you guys how it's gonna feel. Hey man, this is Robbie and welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's Review. I am here today at Nikko Circuit again. I've been here many times this past couple weeks and stuff, but today I am going to show you guys Jimmy and JT's practice cars. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What are you guys doing here?
We're here for a bit of drifting. Nikko Circuit.
Nikko Circuit Kasama Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm JT. I'm from New Zealand and I'm working at Power Vehicles as a mechanic and refining my skill.
Yeah, same. I'm up at Power Vehicles at Ebisu. I'm Jimmy from Canada. Yeah.
Jimmy from Canada and JT from New Zealand. This is like a world mix melting pot at Power Vehicles, I think. Totally get both your guys' car. We call it so-called missiles, but both of the cars are really well taken care of. They feel like really great cars, you know. I just want to kind of get into depth, give everybody the right perspective of how a missile should be. It shouldn't be just a car just to go and beat around somewhere and, you know, run into each other on purpose. It should be something that's a little refined, but yet not too nice to the point that, or you're going to be too scared to, you know, push the limits. You guys have been in Japan for how long now?
I've been here for 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah, and I've been kind of off and on. First here last spring, yeah. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and start with JT's car. This car felt really like a very, very basic S chassis. Had good enough power all around. Very tight. So I didn't know what kind of things the car had, but can you explain a little bit about the car, like under the hood?
It's a blacktop SR20, S14 turbo. I've fitted it with gritty oil cooler kit, and even since I've been here for the last 9 months, I've done a lot of gradual work on it, even with the suspension, knuckles, lower arms. We've moved the front cross member forward. The rear, we've changed the diff twice, gone to a 4.3 LSD, which has made a huge difference. Tune, injectors, airflow meter. It's been a real gradual build, and something that I've really enjoyed. I've had so many cars in the past that going back to basics and just chipping away at all those little mods and understanding what each part of the car does and how it affects everything else has been really good.
Dude, I drove it, and right off the top I figured that everything was modified the right way. It doesn't seem like this car you really cut corners. The steering mod was really good, and like you said, the rack is moved forward. You have all the parts that you should have on a basic car.
The coilovers, it's got some K-Office front coilovers.
It's old school.
With the rear springs in the front, the rears blew out, so I got some second-hand Zeals. Working with power vehicles and living here, it has two things. I've had limited funds, but I've also had an open reign on the workshop with all the parts, so that's really helped building the car slowly, and with the advice of Andy and James, you know, I haven't made too many mistakes with the build so far, and that's where other countries go a little bit off track by going to these big turbos and camshafts and ECUs, all these different things. I mean, this has got a standard ECU with a remapped tune. It seems to be doing it so far.
Yeah, I mean, this car felt like a well-seasoned, a lot of time and a lot of love and everything put into kind of car. Yeah. So, anything that you like about the car, other than your brick headlights that probably cost as much as the car?
Oh man, I looked at removing them when I first bought the car.
Yeah.
I was even going to sell them for some silly reason, but I've always tried to keep the car looking kind of stockish. I remember when Andy first mentioned the car, he said, "Oh, it's era 2003, I think," and I've done my best to try and keep the whole car like that without over modifying it with aero and all these different things, like the front bumper, which is more like a factory style. Still steel front fenders, and it's got 30mm rear overs, but you probably not notice it too much.
Dude, the car looks good in my opinion, and you have the most wanted favorite drift car in the world.
Awesome.
S chassis, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's the one.
well, that's what you can do. You can come to Japan and enjoy this all the time if you want to, right?
Yeah.
Well, not now, but
Not,
because of the restrictions and stuff. Right?
soon.
Yeah, soon. How long have you been drifting?
I think it was like 2001. I think I started. Yeah.
Oh, so damn, you've been driving for a long ass time, yeah.
I won the first championship in New Zealand, and then came out to America in 08, I think. We did a couple of the All-Star rounds, 06 and 07. And then I took a break for about 10 years. It shocked me how long it's taken me to get back to being comfortable, especially being in Japan. There's been me realizing the fundamental difference between countries, and the level here. I always refer it to rugby back home, how in every small town there's you know, a lot of really good rugby players. It's the same as here. Every Saturday and Sunday, me and Jimmy always talk about it at a BC circuit. On the weekends, there's always guys that are just 100 times better than me. So it's really good to learn how to level up.
Yeah. All right, so Jimmy, how long have you been drifting for?
I kind of got into drift cars right away as soon as I got my license, so I've been about 16, 17. I had a few S chassis, but I never really got very serious with it. Didn't do much track days. Yeah, I just always kind of had the street cars, and they were always Japanese, rear-wheel drive kind of stuff. So yeah, this is by far the most track experience I've ever had in my life, just in a month here, you know?
Yeah, and then that's probably because you're actually here,
yeah,
and you have access to the track a lot of the times and stuff. All right, so I was talking about JT's car earlier. This is probably the most desirable drift car, everybody's favorite drift car, but you actually have probably one of the most desirable Japanese car to have. So it's an R32, it's a Type M, right? Maybe.
GTSC.
Most probably, yeah, GTSC, yeah. So a little explanation about the car. What kind of mods you got on this car, like motor and stuff like that?
Pretty basic engine wise, just RV20, stock turbo, stock transmission, front mount.
Yeah, it felt like it was basic, and to be honest, this car felt a little more easier to drive for a beginner than this car, minus this had a little bit of steering. How can I say, you have to kind of get used to a little bit more with the Ackerman on this one with the mods, but they both steered a lot, so it was very easy to drive. But this one felt a lot more mild, so the power too, I think the power band and everything was just like the JT's car was a little bit more spikier. This is a little bit more milder, I guess.
It's definitely more linear, the RBs, which I mean,
some people like it,
easy,
some people don't like it,
really
right? Yeah,
like it all that much. Like I'm just used to more higher revving, or where you have to be.
So this has like stock boost, everything. Just
no, it's boosted up. It has a chip TCU in it.
Oh, okay.
Didn't tune it or anything.
Okay.
Just grabbed it out of the car.
Okay.
But no, the big mod I did this year would have been front steering rack relocation, knuckles, because I'm with high rods. Yeah, so that was the big mod I did this year. That was pretty much the only mod, but most of the time I spent on this car by far has been maintenance. Like this is the best condition it's ever been, because when I bought it, this was all caved in, this side was caved in, rear was all caved in. Someone hammered it out, which I really don't like, because yeah, there's no bringing that back now. But yeah, it was all smashed up, so I probably spent about 2 months getting it drivable condition. But the engine was really good, so lots on maintenance, lots of time on maintenance.
so what kind of suspension do you run on this one?
It's got Greddies in the front, and when I did the extended lowers and all the angle stuff, I went stiffer on the springs. I went to 12Ks. It had 8, and that's really good. I get JT to drive my car, Andy to drive my car, James to drive my car, and they all kind of tell me what they find or what they think is funky, what needs to be changed. Rears, basic K office, they need to be changed, but old school stuff, yeah.
Okay, so other than this being a Japanese car, what's the favorite part about this? Even though you were telling me earlier that you love his car a little bit more than this thing.
I got the chance to drive it initially this year, and yeah, it really blew my mind. I remembered how much I like S chassis, but I guess it's just what's cool is before I came to Ebisu, I knew I wanted something cheaper. I didn't want, you know, JZX20 or anything like that. Plus, I like the Nissans. But I kind of had it in my head that it would be cool to get a black R32, and then I just happened on this one. It just kind of was meant to be, I guess. So that's what I think is cool, is that I had an idea of a car I might have, and it was a black R32.
Yeah, but I don't know what kind of condition it was in before, but you obviously did a really great job on making the car, reviving the car the way it is right now, because if you didn't tell me that, I mean, it's kind of obvious that the rear is kind of beat up and beat in, but
like the battery was stuck. Couldn't get the battery out, couldn't get the overflow out. Like that was all pushed down and caved in, so boys gave me a lot of help with that.
These are the cars that you want to go in tandem with somebody and enjoy. They're here to enjoy their almost weekend here at Nikko Circuit. They could always, obviously, they can go to Ebisu Circuit and drive there all the time, but I think they want to build more experience, come to different tracks and drive their cars. But at the same time, this is a perfect example to show that, you know, you come to Japan and you don't just jump in a car and beat the crap out of it and not learn anything. You know, you can actually work on it, figure things out, keep it clean so you can drive it the next time you have it, or pass it on to somebody else or something. It's very presentable. And also, I've driven so many cars, but these cars are very, very easy to drive, and that actually makes the driver better too. Driving a car that's really hard to handle isn't going to make the driver get any better. You have to be able to get into a car that's very drivable and, you know, work on your techniques. And these two guys were going at it back and forth today, doing tandems, you know, in the rain and in the dry and everything too. So I think this is a perfect example to show that, you know, come to Japan. Whenever you come to Japan, pick up a missile. Don't call it a missile, call it a practice car. Maybe we'll just stop calling them missiles. Yeah, you know. All right, well, that's it from me. Hey man, this is Robbie and welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's Review. Today I'm back here at Ebisu Circuit. This is the, they call it Minami, the South Course. Now it's called the Drift Stadium because they do a lot of major events here. But today I'm here to meet some of my friends from the shop called Span, and they built this ridiculous car that they used in competition last year. But actually I asked them to be here at whatever time and they're still not. I think I hear them coming, because I heard something crazy out there right now. All right, so today I'm gonna be reviewing this car. This is a very, very amazing car, very loud and very unusual to be in Japan. Well, number one, it's not a Japanese car. Number two, it doesn't have a Japanese engine in it. And let me go ahead and introduce you to these two guys who are behind the car, who build the cars.
スパンの奥野です。よろしくお願いします。 スパンのゆうきです。
Maybe you've seen this car before. This was in a competition last year for Formula Drift Japan, and this year they're taking a year off and they're doing some interesting things, which you'll see in the future too. But let me go ahead and ask them a little about this car, or a lot about this car. Why an Audi?
アウディのドリフトの競技車両がなかったのでアウディにしました。ベンツも良かったんですけど、いやアウディかなみたいな。
アウディって聞いてどう思いました最初？
もともと結構僕はアウディ好きなんで、まあいいかなって。
そんなノリ？
シルビアやだみたいな。100やだみたいな。あ、これいないしいいじゃんみたいな。
Let's start with the exterior. This car looks amazing. It's straight race car. The aero is crazy on it. It's got super wide fenders, you know, big splitter, big wing, and everything. Who designed it and how'd you guys? Is this a kit?
いやキットではないんですけど、うちでデザインしてうちで全部作る。
Designer, creator. What did you image when you were coming up with this design?
ヨーロッパの DTM 車両のイメージですね。まあ GT カーがもともとレースやってたんで、まあそういう車の方がかっこいいじゃないっていう感じですね。海外の車が綺麗に作ってて大事そうに車を作ってるのがやっぱ羨ましくて、日本でもこういう車があるんだぞと見せたくて、一応やりたいようにできるだけ綺麗にかっこよくなるようにと思ってやってみました。
What's your favorite part of this build?
なんだろう、ボディが硬い、シャシがいいくらいでもう重い、要塞みたいな感じ、硬い。
Yeah, can you pop the hood? Where do I open the hood from? Taking all the latches off and latches off. What the? Yeah, the hood's not in the way. That's very nice.
エンジンはLSX454 のエンジンをそのまま乗せてます。ある捨てないよ。まあある。
LSX ある。Look at this manifold. Like, what is going on? I've never seen anything like this before.
まあ後ろにアウディが狭いんですよね。ストラットタワーがすごい内側に入ってるから後ろに降りれなかったんで、もう前にでターボ化もしたかったんで、とりあえず NA で今年は走って、ゆくゆくはターボ化したかったんでマニフォールドをこうしました。
誰が作ったんですか、高橋？
僕が作りました。
すげえな。
ここまではすごいターボを重視して肉厚でステンなんですよね。でここはもうチタンです、ずっと。
これは？
それはノーマルのホーリーのキャブがつくところを全部フライスで削って、で今に溶接して、ここも削ってロゴだけ入れて。
About how much horsepower does this car make?
ダイナパックでは測りきれなかった。トルクが下からありすぎるんで測れなかったんですけど、多分800ないぐらい、780とか800馬力ぐらい。
Jaws down here because the build is crazy. The header is clearing everything, and it actually works. It sounds aggressive, and it makes that much horsepower. The wiring, you got the mil spec style wiring. You can pull that off easily. Everything is designed to the point where the mechanics have very easy access. I know there's a lot of beautiful plumbing and the wiring and everything, but who made all that?
作ったのうちで作って、紀ノ国エンタープライズの部品を使ってスポンサーさんで提供してもらってるので、それを使ってやってます。で今回この配管とかも燃料がアルコールなんで、対応してるホースを紀ノ国さんからもらって、で水回り用のホースも全部フィッティングももらって、でコネクターとかはデモで使ってくれって言われたんで全部提供でもらって、一応紀ノ国さんのデモカーでもあるんで。
でそれをじゃあとりあえずこれで使って OK が出たやつをやっぱりそのフィードバックしたやつを商品化っていうことですね。もう一個このインテークがこれも手作り？
これ手作り。マスターで FRP
でもこっから空気が入るってことね。でも虫がはまったら出れないってこと。
そう、食べられちゃうんですよ。
So these guys didn't want to hold back on the build. They just said, you know what, we want to design it the way we want it. We want to make sure it's made the way it is, and it has to be logical. You have to be able to use it too. So this is pretty much a moving piece of art. All right, so that's enough for the engine. There's so much more that I want to cover on this car. Let's go ahead and go inside the car. Dude, everything comes off of this car like it's like a plastic model. What else comes off of this car?
後ろも外れるっすけど、ここから全部バコッと。
これラジコンか? It's very clean, and for the FD series you have to have the stock dashboard. So this has actually the stock Audi dashboard still in it, but you got a cage. 何がある?
ジョッキー。もうこれクールスーツ。
What? It lifted itself up.
コンピューターの箱がアウディなんです。刻印が入ってる。
かっこいい. You don't see this that much. They have the gauges actually facing the driver's side from the middle. So usually a lot of people put it on the steering column, but this one's actually to the side a little. Okay, so you guys just mentioned that there's a lot of sensors on this car. It's like straight up race car. Can you name a few of them?
サスペンションのストロークセンサー、あとはタイヤの温度センサー、で、あとハンドルの打角センサーですかね。あとはまあ GPS で車速取れて、
あとは排気音センサーがね、8発拾ってたり、エンジンの
細かく見れるように
環境を見れるようにセンサー増やしたりとか。
まあ、でログ取れると車の姿勢がわかるんで、1コーナーどういう姿勢で進入してて、でストロークがショックが足がどう動いてるかっていうのもわかるんで、で、まあ、ドライバーのダメなポイントもわかるし。
That's kind of scary because then they're gonna find out how the driver makes big mistakes. You can't blame it on the car. What do you have on the rear end?
ウィンタースのクイックチェンジですね。まあドリフトではおなじみのファイナル交換が容易簡単にできるし、まああとは耐久性があるからですね。
So what kind of suspension does this car have?
多分ドリフトではいないかな。ビルシュタインのサスペンションで、まあ、バネはアイバッハ、伸びも縮みも調整できるし、アーム類は自分のところでジオメトリー考えてワンフルで作ってます。
そのフロントナックル、リアナックルっていうのはアウディの
は使ってないです。
もう全然違う、はい、もう自分で
リアはもう全部アームもナックルも全部作ってます。でフロントはトヨタのチェイサーとか100 GTX 100のナックルを流用してアームは作ってます。
Hey, so how much does this car weigh?
車重で言うと1550キロぐらい。
ドライバー込み。
ドライバー込み。
結構重いっちゃ重いですね。
重いです。めちゃめちゃ重いです。まあ多分軽くなる要素はまだまだあるんで、アップグレードは全然できると思うんです。
あれ、あとこれはコンピューターが
リンクですね。
What kind of tranny does this thing have in it?
クワイフですね。クワイフ、あんまりドリフトではいないですよね。
シーケンシャル。
シーケンシャルです。
の6
速シーケンシャルです。タイムアタックとか、まあ、レース、僕そっちの方が多かったんで、そっちでは結構有名なメーカーなんで、ミッションの方がいいかなと思って、やっぱりでも、入りとかはこっちの方がいいですね。あれですよ、ジェームス・ディーンも使ってました。シフトノブがセンサーになってて、もうアクセル全開でシフトチェンジができます。まあ、ドリフトとかだと多分ゼロスタートのこの加速感ではすごい武器になるんで、ブレーキも岩サイドも紀ノ国の岩サイドキットで、スイッチパネルも紀ノ国で、まあ、カーテックっていうメーカーなんですけど、ヨーロッパのメーカーなんですけど、紀ノ国が取り扱いしてるんで。
So what kind of pedals does this thing have?
アビルトのオルガンペダルですね。
これはじゃあ単発のやつを3つ並べたってこと？
いや、
キットのやつ。
もうフロアのキットの3ペダルのやつを使ってます。
So, super excited to be able to drive this car. It's a pure race car. I'm a little nervous, but also very excited to see how this car is going to perform. Let me go ahead and take it out for a few laps.
肉用ページですかけます？
うん。Alright, so all I have to say is it was a blast because number one, it has so much torque. I just step on the gas and boom, wheel spin. And I must have hit 4th, 5th gear, and this is a very slower side of the track because I didn't want to go and push the car. And we also aired up the tires a little bit, but man, the car is so responsive. But all I have to say is one thing, the steering angle, there's a slight area where it seems like it's one tire's going over when you're at full angle. And you know, just the drivability part of it. But other than that, this car is like ready for battle. It's like a car that you could just take to the competition and actually place really high in it because this car is really amazing. I don't even know what it's going to be like or how it's going to feel with better grip tires or less air pressure and, you know, under all that pressure and going and driving straight and being in 6th gear or something like that. This car is badass. That's all I have to say. All right, well, I had a great time, like more than a great time. I'm just impressed because this car is amazing. It's a rocket ship. Oh my god, it feels so good, man. It just makes me want to get back into competition, but I'm just gonna stick with what I'm doing right now because, yeah, I'm not a good driver. Let me go ahead and thank Mr. Okuno and Yuki for letting me drive this beautiful car, their baby that they built. If you guys have any car builds, go to Span and hit them up. They do all kinds of race cars, drift cars, and all kinds of cars. And also, I mean, I really think that somebody should drive this car. It's basically not in competition, it's a waste.
モミロディジャパンに出た人はぜひスパンまで。
Hey man, this is Robbie and welcome to another episode of HeyMan Robbie's Review. I am here today at beautiful Tochigi Prefecture, Nikko Circuit. And the reason why I'm here is because I'm gonna drift a car, finally. So I will give you the reviews of this beautiful car that I'll be driving in a minute. It is a Toyota Altezza IS300 in the US. Usually we'll go ahead and talk about the car and I'll go and drive around, stuff like that. But today I'm just gonna go ahead and go right to it, get in the driver's seat, and go do some drift laps. All right, so I got in the car, but the first thing I gotta tell you is it's been a little while since I drifted a manual car, so we'll see. The seat position is very close and high. I have a little bit of clearance on the top too. But this car is originally a 3S Beams motor, Toyota Altezza in Japan, and it's probably got like 130 horsepower or something. They decided to swap it to a VVTi 1JZ. It's beefed up, it has a big turbo on it. It also has a Nagao Techno gear set for the R154. So I'm very interested to see how the transmission is gonna feel. Hiromi's husband, which is Obata, he's an ex-G1 driver, so he's a very skilled driver. They also put this car together ideally, so they gut everything out so they made it as light as possible. So enough of the talking, I guess I want to go and drive. Go and enjoy it.
私の名前は小畑ひろみです。
And what do you do?
普段は、旦那と一緒に中古車屋をやってます。
Alright, so she's the driver and also the owner of this car. She is an ex-Formula Drift USA driver and also ex-Formula Drift Asia driver too. So she's been to many competitions the previous years and the earlier years of Formula Drift. So she's actually an ex-pro driver, and this is the car that she decided to have. Why did you want to build an Altezza?
最初は実は80スープラを乗ろうと思ってたんだけど、意外に車が大きくて、でもともと AE86 を乗ってたんで、小さい車を乗ってた人間なんで、旦那の方がせっかくだったらもうちょっとコンパクトの方が、それである程度ちょっと馬力のある車をの方がいいんじゃないかっつって、もうお任せで、そしたらアルテッザでっていう感じになりました。
How does it feel when you drive this car compared to an AE86?
乗った感じはなんかタイヤのトレッドとか長さとかがすごく似てて、違和感なく乗れた。ただ馬力がね全然違うんで、その辺で初めの頃はすごい苦戦したんだけど、でもずーっと A86 の NA を乗ってて、だからターボを乗りこなせるドライバーになりたかったから、乗れなくても最初の頃楽しかった。もうターボっていうだけで楽しかった。
What do you like the best about this car?
この車の一番好きなところは、ちょっとノーマルの 3S を乗ったことないからわからないんだけど、もう出来上がった時からなんか車重が軽いからかわからないけど、結構足の動きがすごくピーキーで AE86 に似てて、だからそこがいいところなのかな。だから今となったら4ドアなのに結構機敏な動きをしてくれる車だと思います。
Alright, so you just mentioned your husband?
Yeah.
He's the one who built the car. Alright, so where is he right now? Where's your husband?
旦那さんいるよ、すぐそこに。旦那さん、カモン。さんです。
They run Wins Auto together, so it's a small car shop, but they also do drift cars. They specialize in, building all kinds of things and also doing normal things, normal repairs to normal vehicles. Can you introduce yourself?
小畑です。埼玉県の方で、小さなショップをやっています。そんな感じ。
That's all he has to say? それだけ?
スーパーシャイ、うちのマ
You're shy. You're shy. You're not shy. Obata is an ex D1 Grand Prix driver. He used to compete in D1 Grand Prix in an AE86. He actually drove Irwindale in places in the States as well in his NA A86. And he eventually built a SR20 A86. And you still have that car, right? SR5 はまだ持ってるんですよね。Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about the overall build of the car?
ボディはストックのアルテッツァのまんまで、GZX100 のエンジンミッション、デフ、ドライブシャフトを使用して、ターボにして、でターボはグレッティの T7829D をつけてます。であとはパイピングなんかはオリジナルで作り直してっていう感じですね。あとは簡単に軽量化して今風の走りに対応できるように、アーム類の加工と、キルカーカープなどを行ってます。はい。
How difficult was the swap?
その大きな加工は一切なくて、エンジンマウントもストックの部品の組み合わせでできるので、目立った加工はプロペラシャフト、ドライブシャフトの加工ぐらいで、あとは全部ほぼボルトオンでくっつく形です。あとハーネスは少し加工はしてます。
T78 って言ったんだけど、そこら辺の乗りやすさとか教えてください。
やっぱりストックの 1JZ に対しては大きすぎるターボなんですけど、車がすごく軽いっていうこともあって試してみたいのもあって、少し大きめのターボを無理やりつけてみました。ただ実際走るとやっぱ軽いせいか、さほど 低速トルクのなさは感じにくいとは思います。
All right, so on this car, what else do you want to point out that's modified to your likings?
足回りの何度かいろんな仕様をテストして今この形になってるんですけど、今現在は、かなり長い50ミリほど伸ばしたローアームと、あとはオリジナルで製作したナックルを使用して、切れ角を稼いでいます。でなるべくその彼女に合うような形でピーキーになりすぎないのをコンセプトにちょっと作ってみたやつなので、結果としてはすごく乗りやすい形になって、満足はしてますね。
So I know when they do the modifications on knuckles, they also move the rack positioning, but the position of this rack is stock? ラックの位置は？
ラックの位置ストック。
Alright, so I know Hiromi is a lot shorter than you. Like, where is she? Oh, there she is. She's a lot shorter than you. So, did you have to do anything to the car to fit or suit her?
椅子のポジションやら、あと足がやっぱ小さいから。
これが So, there you go. They lifted the floor a little bit.
レールのスライドの位置がノーマルのままだと全然前に行かないから、オリジナルのままだとクラッチもちゃんと踏めない、それの加工をやってもらったのと、ボール前だし、であと床がやっぱペダルと床に対しての足の長さが全然足りないから、底上げしてちゃんとした、クラッチの踏みと、ブレーキの操作、アクセルというものをこういう風にできるように、もう私の身長で合わせてもらいました。
So I can see that the padding on the clutch pedal is thick. これクラッチのこれ分厚い。
分厚い。そう、これもだからもう
ミッションを壊したくないから。
ミッションをちゃんと床まで踏んだ時の基本の運転の仕方、床まで踏んだ時のこの膝が伸びない、曲がるっていう状態をどうしても作りたかった。
すごい。It has R154 in it, right? Is it just a stock transmission? But it felt like the gear ratio is close.
長尾テクノさんちの、クロスミッションにしています。だからちょっとギアがスパーギアっていう直切りのギアっていうのかな、だからちょっと音はうるさいですけど、一度もトラブルもなく非常に使いやすいです。あとは、この車の特徴はこういうフェンダーを広げたりとか、あとはスポイラーをたまたま知り合いの人に頼んで作ってもらっちゃいました。でFRP 製なんで作ることも可能なはずなので、もし興味がある方は連絡ください。
Yeah, you know, I don't know what they have in the States or everywhere else in the world, but I've never really seen many spoilers like this on an Altezza, so it's kind of cool. I feel like there's a lot of love into the build of the car, where he did make the car to her likings. So it's a very exciting car to drive, and also I think it's another wake-up call for some people where these Altezza chassis, these IS300 chassis are really good when you start to do a lot of things as much as they have, and maybe even more. So I am looking forward to seeing these a lot more at competitions and a lot more with the 1J and 2J swaps. All right, well, that's it from me from here, beautiful Tochigi Prefecture, Nikko Circuit, and I would like to thank you, Mr. Obata and Hiromi, for showing off their beautiful Toyota Altezza with the 1J swap.